This is Anne Marie, and today's laundry day. Yay! No, not really so much, but it has to be done. I unfortunately am not rich enough to go out and buy clothes every time I want to wear something different, wear something clean. So, therefore, like everybody else, I have to do laundry. And I've got some great tips on how to save some money doing that. Also, the fire prevention portion of it. Since I'm a firefighter, I think about those things. So hopefully you will too. We're going to start with the dryer. So, first tip that we're going to have here is going to be the lint trap. Actually, I have it sitting up here. I always run mine underwater, and I suggest you do that too. If you get water pooling, what has happened is if you use dryer sheets, it actually blocks that. And so just wash it off with some soap and water, and you're going to be good to go. Let it dry out. Always make sure you clean it off every time so that it doesn't get stuck down in there. Next thing, clean it off. Pick a day out of the month and just make sure that you always have that cleaned off. I got one of these, it was like $7-8, and super, super easy. Another thing that you can do is take a hanger, wire hanger, put a sock on the end of it. These things eat socks. We all know that. They come up missing. So you can just take the wire hanger, put a sock on the end of it, and do the same thing. I usually bring it in there just a couple times just to make sure that I get all the extra stuff out. And you get all kinds of gunk like that, which is kind of gross. So that kind of feeds in there, and those are actually the things that do cause fires. Dryer fires are huge, and that's one way that you can help protect your home. Then the next thing that we're going to kind of talk about is I don't use dryer sheets. I use those for things like I cut them apart and I actually use them in my filters, on the filters in my house and the filters also in my vacuum cleaner. Those I think are awesome because that way as I'm cleaning I get that awesome smell. I buy a lot of those at the dollar store, so they're really cheap, really inexpensive. I was looking on Pinterest, which happens to be one of my most favorite sites, and I found this. You get a fabric softener, so you can use whichever one you like. You mix it half with water, half with fabric softener. Then you get sponges. I go to the dollar store, I pick those up. Then you just kind of wring it out, stick them in there, let them get all nice and wet. Throw them in the dryer, take everything else, put them in there as well, and you are ready to go. You make your fabric softener last so much longer. Everything smells so much better to me. And then just set your dryer and let it go. It lasts forever. Half the time, I usually don't even do half and half. I'll do just a little bit less than that, but that's what Pinterest recommends. Now, if I'm just doing things that I don't care if it smells, I use dryer balls, which tennis balls work just as well. If you're doing pillows or blankets and you want them really fluffy, or towels, and you don't care really if they have that smell to them, these things work incredible. If you want things that don't have staticky or you don't have these around, grab aluminum foil. We usually always have this. Sprinkle it up in a ball, throw that in there, and that's going to do the exact same thing as a dryer ball or as a tennis ball. And that's going to do that. Plus, if you ever just have something that you just want to eliminate that static from, throw this in there too. It doesn't matter if you have the dryer sheets or whatever, this will get all that static out. So that's an incredible tip because I do this all the time. So those are my dryer tips for this particular portion. Now we're going to move on to the washer. Now with the washing machine, if you ever get that thing where it starts to smell, I have a few tips for this. I take at least once a month, and I usually do it the same day that I clean out my dryer because I always pick one day out of the month for that, and I usually pick the 15th because I'm usually too busy on the first paying bills and all that other grown-up stuff that we all hate doing. And I have a bottle that I just kind of take everything off of. I mix lemon juice and vinegar in. And to clean the washing machine, what I do is I actually fill up all of the little doodads in here with the vinegar, and I use white vinegar. Then I will take and just run that through a really hot cycle, and it's pretty clean. Then when I bleach things, instead of buying bleach, I actually fill in the softener section, I put vinegar. In the bleach section, I fill it up with lemon juice. And I have gotten my clothes sparkly white doing that, much more than I've ever gotten using actual bleach. Then when I clean my washing machine, while it's wet or dry, I have 3 dogs, so they tend to leave a lot of dog hair on my clothes and everywhere else. It's called furniture for a reason, so I let my dogs on my furniture with me. But when my washing machine is dry, I actually will use a paper towel, and I found this is the easiest way to get my washing machine clean. And I simply wipe it out when it's dry, and that actually gets the dog hair and most of everything else out much easier than when it's wet. When it's wet, it takes me forever to clean this thing, and I found this out on my own simply one day because I was cleaning it forever while it was wet. So those are a couple extra tips there. Then I will make sure, since I have a front loader, that I always clean this out every single day. Now the bleach thing I only do, well, I call it bleaching, but it's the white vinegar. And once again, the distilled white vinegar and the lemon juice. That's my version of bleach, but it's a lot better for you. I also keep it in a spray bottle. And then when I have stuff, like if I'm doing armpits to clothing, or even if it's on my bed and I just want to spot spray something, then I just have it in the spray bottle. So that makes it so much easier for me. Just spray everything. And again, this one, I usually have about 1/4 of the vinegar, 1/4 of the lemon juice, and half of the water. And that way I have my own spray stuff. It's so much cheaper, and that way I have everything at hand. The great thing about this, I also carry it around in a small little bottle. So that way, if I'm at work or if I'm somewhere else and I spill something on me, I have my own little miniature version of a Tide pen. And I can just grab it, spray a little bit on a cloth, wipe myself off, and yeah, I'm that person. I'll be wearing something if I've got something white on. Then we're gonna go to white clothing. If you happen to get something on white, carry a little bottle with this, carry a little bottle with peroxide. Like I said, I'm a firefighter paramedic. I've worked for a couple private companies that put us in white. And if you have any idea what blood does to white when you get it on it, the best thing to do, take the peroxide, spray the peroxide, wipe it off, and believe it or not, you're not going to have stains on your clothes. The other thing to do is, give me just a second. If you have work clothes, spray it with Scotchgard. Do it before you ever wear it. Wash it, spray it, let it dry, and everything is going to come right off your clothing. So if you have stuff that's really important that you don't want to have to get stained right after you get it, this is like the greatest thing ever, because it's just going to beat off and come off, and you don't have to worry about replacing your work clothes, or if you've got something that's really good that you don't want to wreck. And you can wash it a bunch of times. It'll usually last like 6 months before you have to redo it. Have a wonderful day. I hope you've enjoyed some of my tips here. Please leave me a message below, hit the like button. Please share it if you would like, and hopefully you'll catch more of my videos. Have a wonderful day.